This 22-year-old James King was just airlifted to another hospital to see a specialist to try to save his eyesight. He has life-changing head and brain injuries, and his family says he was in a rideshare vehicle that was hit by another car, but short of that, they say they cannot get specific answers.
There's just so much missing here.
Amanda Smith says things have been weird since the first moment a Suffolk police officer knocked on her family's door to tell them her brother, 22-year-old James King, was in an accident. The officer said,
I just came by to drop off this insurance paperwork because he was highly intoxicated and I thought he was going to lose it. He made it as there were some minor injuries.
The paperwork listed a 57-year-old man, a Suffolk police detective, as the driver of one vehicle. The other vehicle was an Uber that King had been riding in. Smith's mother then called around to hospitals and found her son in the ICU with a traumatic brain injury.
Detectives came to the hospital at that point, and they told her, my brother was in the back of an Uber, was hit by a vehicle. It was the 17-year-old son of a police officer.
Smith says they were also told the 17-year-old driver ran a stop sign. This new information conflicting with the initial paperwork that listed the 57-year-old as the driver.
It just didn't seem right.
And Smith says her brother wasn't highly intoxicated either. He was tested at the hospital before the 10 hours of surgery.
The whole blaming, the victim blaming.
No tires squealing.
We went to the crash site where car parts are still scattered. Neighbors who live nearby say teens were in one car.
All I saw was a teenager or two walking out of it. That's it.
It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. And my brother's lying in an ICU right now. He deserved just a regular, normal investigation,
And Smith says her family was Googling initially to see if there was any news reports about this, but there were none. Now, the Suffolk Police Department routinely issues news releases about other serious crashes, but they did not in this case. And when I reached out for information, they said that there wasn't a crash at that site and there were 3 injuries and that the major case squad is investigating but did not offer up any other details.